Hey, welcome to this morning's session. It's great to see you all. Let's settle into a comfortable place for a few minutes to arrive. So settle into a comfortable position, lying down, sitting, wherever you feel is best for you this morning. We'll start with just making sure the body is comfortable, body is happy, and so wiggle around of the legs and the feet, and maybe a little bit of a wiggle around of the hips and the lower back. Adjust the arms. Maybe you want to have the hands by your sides, just out a little bit, palms up. Maybe you want to have your palms resting on the sides of the belly, wherever it's going to work for you. Although it can be helpful to have a little bit of space under the armpits, so have your elbows slightly wide if you're lying down. If you're sitting, and maybe you want to find some sort of comfortable place for your hands, either on your knees or in your lap. Wherever you are, check your head, neck, shoulders, make sure they're nicely aligned and comfortable. Make any adjustments and wiggles you need to come to a place of stillness. And allow the whole body to be supported by the earth. So a surrender of the body to the supports, to the floor. And then perhaps coming to a place where you are comfortable to close your eyes, or part close them. Soft downward gaze through eyelashes is absolutely fine, wherever you're most comfortable. Gently beginning to lengthen the breath, perhaps. Maybe deepen the breath a little bit. So breathing in, filling the belly, expanding the rib cage a little. On the exhale breath, gently releasing and relaxing rib cage, perhaps drawing the belly in towards the spine at the end of the exhale breath. So as you're breathing in, filling the belly, maybe expanding the rib cage, perhaps breathing right the way up to the collarbones, the upper chest. As you're breathing out, releasing the upper chest, the rib cage, gently drawing the navel in towards the spine. Soft, easy breath. And you may be comfortable to lengthen the exhale breath at this point. Some people find it helpful to count the breath. So at the moment, you might be counting in for 2, out for 2, or you might be breathing in 2, 3, out 2, 3. So at a comfortable rate that's working for you right now. Counting entirely optional, of course. So you may feel happy to lengthen that exhale breath. And my suggestion would be aiming towards roughly twice the length on the exhale part of the breath. So maybe in for 2, out 2, 3, 4. Or maybe it's in for 3, out for 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6. Doesn't have to be precise. It's working towards gently lengthening the breath. Then at this point, gently letting the breath go, letting any control of the breath go. Natural, easy breath coming and going. And then as soon as you are ready, gently beginning to re-energize, ready for some movement. So deeper breath in, filling the belly, expanding the ribcage, energizing breath in, relaxed breath out. Slightly deeper breath in, breathing in all the way down to the toes. Give the toes a little bit of a wiggle, ease some movement into the legs, stretching them out or wiggling from side to side, whatever's working for you. Deep breath in all the way down to fingertips. Give the fingers a wiggle, ease some movement into the arms. Have you stretching the arms, easing them from side to side. Gently turn the head one way and the other, waking up the neck. And then as soon as you're ready, let's do a fingertip, toe tip stretch. Deep breath in, stretch, stretch, stretch. And relax. And if you're lying on your back, maybe bring your knees onto your chest and have a gentle rock from side to side. If you're seated, maybe bring your knees up towards your chest and just have a little bit of a squeeze of the knees. And then if you're lying down over onto your side, come up sitting for a moment or two. And then we're going to start this morning's session standing up as soon as you're ready. Okay. So, feet shoulder width apart. Let's start with a little bit of swinging and twisting. So easy movements. Movement all coming from hips and the waist. Arms like cooked spaghetti. Allowing the head to follow around, head and neck follow around, looking over the back shoulder each side. Aim to be as soft as loose as possible in the shoulders, down the arms. And slowing down. And then arms crossways. I like to alternate which arm's on top. So find a speed that's comfortable for you. Aim to keep the shoulders relaxed. And then up and down. Slow, easy movement. And from there, slowing up. Feet a little bit wider. So I'd say just about a mat width apart. And over to the side. So my right elbow uppermost, so right elbow bends and left knee bends. And over the other side, left elbow bends on the exhale, right knee bends. Inhale up, exhale, release. And nice and relaxed at the end of each exhale breath. And next time, Maybe pause for a breath or two. And then the same the other side. And up. Back to shoulder width feet. Some easing out movements. Arms rolling backwards, rotating backwards. And then back to turning of the millstone, swinging and twisting. Lovely. So shoulder width feet. So from here, sinking in just gently, a bit like you're on springs. I'm sort of sitting back in, pelvis turns slightly this way. So we're sitting back in like we're sitting, sorry, pelvis turns slightly this way as you sink down in, as if you're sitting on a stool, on the edge of a stool. So you feel a little bit like you're on springs. So sitting in, sitting back into the hips. And then from here, inhale up, just to the shoulder height, exhale, sinking down again. So inhale up, the knees straighten, just to shoulder height, and exhale, sinking back in. Inhale up. Exhale, nice and smooth, no rush. So aiming to be nice and soft and relaxed all the way through. So as you're sinking down in, releasing any tension in the shoulders as much as you can. Inhale, float up. Exhale, release down. So we are aiming to keep the crown of the head lifting as you sink. It's almost as if the whole of the body is hanging from a puppet string. So from here, inhale up. Exhale, open, take the weight slightly forwards onto the balls of the feet. Inhale back, and exhale, sink back down into the knees. So inhale up, exhale, open, weight comes forwards, and then back on the inhale. Exhale, sink back down in. And take the feet a little wider. Get it back mat width apart. Inhale up, Prana Mudra. So I'm turning the arms upwards, soft bend in the elbows, palms facing in. Exhale, I'm going to bend my right knee, which doesn't matter which side you go. The knee you bend, the hand comes over the head, same side. And then the other hand comes slightly forwards as you look into the palm. Inhale up and over. Exhale, sinking in. Again, bent knee, hand over head, same side, looking into the palm on the other side. Inhale up. Exhale, sink. And this is, with this one, we're holding the arms up. So what I would suggest you avoid is that the shoulders gradually working their way up around your ears. So with this one, I like to make a conscious effort to keep the shoulders soft and down. And if you need to at any point, give the shoulders an ease out. So don't wait for me. If you're uncomfortable, stop what you're doing, ease out, come back to it. Or if you're unsure, give me a shout, ask me. So inhale up to the center. Exhale, sinking in. Inhale up the center. Exhale, sinking in. Okay. So from here, slowly up. Feet back shoulder width. Sinking in, cross the palms. Inhale up. Turn the palms out, separate the clouds. Exhale, sink back down. So I'm keeping a gentle lift through the arches of the feet.
I found this on the web.
Exhale, sinking down. Sinking in into that spring of the legs. Straightening up and then sinking back down again on the exhale breath. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale back the other way. Exhale, leaning slightly forwards. Inhale, standing back up, pushing hands away, keep bending the elbows. Exhale, turn palms up and sink down back into your springs. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, standing up, hands move further forwards. Turn, exhale, sink, rowing the boat. So inhale, hands come up. Exhale. Push, inhale, stand back up, turn, exhale, sink. And sinking, taking the feet wider, back to mat width, but turn toes out. So I like my feet for this and to be making a right angle. So both feet out at the diagonal. And from here, I'm going to go on my right hand first, but it's entirely up to you which side you go with, whichever is easiest for you with the way you're looking at the screen. Inhale, right hand lifts over to the left side of the body. Palm up, lifting the ball, turning your hand, palm down, stroke back down, place the foot back down. And again, lift, my left hand's lifting over to the right side. I can lift that left heel if I like. Turn palm down and sink back down. So in and out. Into soft knees and back in. Straightening up the legs and sinking back into soft knees. There's not much of a twist with this one, just coming over to the side. And sinking back in, feet stay in the same position, hold the ball just in front of the belly, holding a beach ball, and then turn to face the full moon. More of a twist in this one. I'm looking up through the hands up towards the ceiling. Exhale, sink back down, hold the ball, comes across the front of the belly, and then inhale, turn and looking up through the hands. Exhale, sink, inhale, lift, turn to face the full moon. And sinking back, hands sinking back down. Really shoulders, little shoulder width feet, sinking in into the knees. Inhale up, center, exhale down the outside. Inhale up, exhale down. And bring the hands down to the lower belly. Stand, softly closed eyes, breathe for a moment. Slow, easy belly breaths. And then as soon as you're ready, a little bit of a shake out. And feet fairly close. Feet fairly close. So here, legs staying straight. Inhale up, arms up, center and open. As inhale breath. Exhale. Back down to the start. Inhale up and open. Exhale. Release down. So I'm going to start with right leg. Inhale up and open. Ball of the foot still on the floor and down. Same side. And 2. If turning the knee out makes it a little wobbly, you don't need to turn the knee out. Just lift the knee in place back down. Change sides. So that was 3. 3 this side. So if, depending on how your balance is this morning, you may want to stay with this variation, keeping the foot on the floor. Back to the first side. If you're okay balance-wise, you can lift, open, and keep the foot floating if you can, or touch down for balance. And 2, and open as you inhale, exhale, release. And the 3rd time in, up nice and high, open, and down. Go second side, inhale up. And keep the foot down if you need to, balance-wise, or lifting your foot, if that's working for you. And last time. Release down, great. If you want to work a little harder on this one, back to the first side. Standing tall, lift through the crown of the head. Keep the arch of the foot lifting slightly. Maybe opposite arm to the first side comes out, fingertip to thumb tip. Maybe out to the side. Lift tall through the crown of the head. Lovely. Squeeze and lift. Back down. We'll do another few breaths to the other side. So first of all, just finding your comfortable position, lifting through the crown of my head. If you can do this and holding the back of a chair, if it's a little bit tricky, so you can have your hand on the back of a chair, otherwise out to the side here. Just find a place where your balance is nicely challenged, maybe open. And slowly down, and have a little bit of a shake out. How are we doing? Everyone all right? Yes? No? Yep, great. Okay, let's go Trikonasana, triangle. So feet, for most people, feet 2 to 2.5 hip widths is good. So there's about a hip width. There's 2, roughly. There's roughly 2.5. You know, that's more warrior width. So we want to be a little bit in from warrior, a little bit out from shoulder width. So find that comfortable place. Lift all the toes nicely, spread them, place the big toes down. Lift the big toes, place your other toes down, other toes up, big toes down, other toes down. Notice if you're doing it with your fingers as well, big toes, other toes. Lift all the toes, place them down. Lift through the arches of the feet, so collapse the feet in, activate the arches of the feet. So feel that lift. Toes down, heels down, outside edge of the feet grounded in. lift through the arches. A little bit of tone of the pelvic floor, tone of the lower belly, lifting through the crown of the head, release shoulders. Lovely. So feel that lift. At the same time, that releasing, relaxing downward. So an upward lift and a downward relax all together. And from here, float. I'm going to go my right arm, but I'll say first side, inhale up, exhale down. And 2. Just keeping that lift through the crown of the head. And third time, inhale up. I'm going to turn, so my palm is now facing the other side. And then reaching, inhale. And back. So I'm reaching up at the diagonal, inhale. Not so much down like this, the stretch we did earlier. Different the stretch we did earlier. There's 2. Hold the third one. Inhale, reach. So extend with the crown of the head up through as well as out through the arm. Working to stretch the whole of that first side from the outside edge of the foot right the way up to the tips of the fingers. There they are there, just off the top of the screen. So lengthening up. Keep a good tone on the lower belly. Tone on the pelvic floor. Nicely relaxed other side. Keep lifting through the arches. Couple more breaths here. Lovely. Inhale, reach a little more as you come back up. Relax down. Maybe have a little bit of a ease out. And then the other side, inhale up. Exhale down. So third time, up we come. Turning the palm now facing this way, reaching up at the diagonal. Softly back, inhale, reach. Holding the third time, a few breaths. Keep lifting through the arches of the feet, keep a little bit of tone on the pelvic floor, the lower belly. Keep the jaw relaxed, keep extending out through the crown of the head as well as out with the arm. Again, don't collapse in here. Really working to stretch the whole of that second side of the body. Inhale, reach a little more as we can. Slowly down. And easing out shoulders. Lovely. Feet back to shoulder width. Inhale up. Exhale, hands come down and push. Inhale, lengthen out through, crown of the head pointing the same direction as the fingers. Exhale, release down. Relax the whole of the upper body and dangle briefly for a moment and then inhale back up. Reaching, palms facing towards each other. Exhale, hands drop and then push. Pivoting just to here. So you make a right angle and then push forwards. Inhale, drop the head to look at the floor, lengthen out, fingers point away. Exhale, release. Again, you may want to soften knees at this point if you need to. Relax for a moment and inhale up. Exhale, push. Inhale, lengthen, make like a coffee table. And then exhale, release. So push looking forwards, push with the palms. Then lengthen out through. You may be able to bend a little bit more. In the middle of the body there, exhale, release. One last time. This time we're going to hold that forward bend. So if I go through once more, let's see, some of you may want to hold that stretch. So let's try that first. So inhale up. So this time, pushing. If you want to, you can hold that stretch. If that's too much with the arms out there, you can bring the arms back here. Arms back by the hips. Otherwise, if you're happy, hold there. Maybe let's do 3 or 4 breaths there. And just while we're here and holding, when we're in the full forward bend, if you feel at all dizzy, just bend your knees, come down to the floor. And don't stand up quick. It's certainly the important information there. If you find that difficult, you'll find that a little bit dizzy. So from here, relaxing all the way down. So if your hands are down by your feet, hold your elbows. Let's hang out here for a moment. Take a few breaths. So as you inhale, press down a little with your feet. Lift through the arches at the same time. Press down with the legs. And when you exhale, relax the upper body. Relax the whole of the upper body. Relax the shoulders, relax the neck. So inhale, press down with the feet. This time as you exhale, maybe draw your navel in towards your spine as you exhale more. And from here, you may want to hold on to wherever you can reach. You might be happy holding on to the backs of your knees, your calves, your ankles. Maybe you can wrap your first two fingers around your big toes. Maybe you can stand on your fingers. Maybe you can stand on your palms. Wherever you're comfortable, hold on, and then inhale, look forwards, keep hold, see if you can straighten your spine a little. And then exhale, it's like you're giving your legs a hug. A reasonably firm hug, and draw your nose towards your knees. Maybe squeeze the navel in towards the spine. So inhale, looking forwards, lengthen spine. Exhale, nose towards knees. Another couple breaths maybe here. And then as soon as you're ready, let's bend knees. And slowly up you come. So after your next squeeze, slowly up you come. And then from here, have a little bit of a ease out. Inhale, float your arms up. Oh, big wide stretch out as the heels of the hands come into the tops of the hips down. Inhale, gentle backward arch. Keep your head forwards if you need to for your neck. Keep your head and neck in line with the spine, or you can drop your head back a little bit if you are comfortable to do so. Another couple of those. Little mini back bend, take a breath. Once more. Inhale, little back bend. And release and a shake. Okay. How are you all doing? Everyone okay? Not okay? Yeah? Great. So let's move on. We'll do some warriors, Virabhadrasana. We'll do into warrior one this morning. So let's begin, before we head towards warrior, begin with, I'm going to step forwards here with my right foot, whichever side's up to you. This is foot one forwards, I'm going to say. So first side, toes are pointing along parallel with the long sides of your mat. The back foot steps in reasonably close at about 45 degrees. So about here, something like that. And let's rock forwards and backwards. So keeping shoulders parallel with the short side of the mat. Just an easy movement forwards and backwards. Spine stays nicely upright. And this isn't a lean movement here at all. I can push a little bit and I relax on the way back. When I say push, it's just my arms moving. I'm not leaning forwards to push. I'm not pushing very hard. So slowly back and then forwards. So rocking back, pushing the wave. Inhale back, exhale forwards. Rocking nicely, easily. No rush. Maybe reaching up, push and stretch. And push, stretch. So that's looking good. It's all a shoulder movement, and then push, step back perhaps. So push, bent knee, and stretch up. And push, and stretch, push. So make sure you're not leaning forwards to push. The forward movement comes with the bending of the knee. So make sure the knee is above the ankle, not further over. So knee above ankle. Up. And then this time, bending your knee and reaching. Softening off and reaching up. Softening off and reaching. I'm keeping the neck free. I'm working the arms up to parallel, softening off. Up. So from here, let's sink in and soften off just a little bit. So don't soften off all the way, soften off a little bit, and then sink. Soften off a little bit and sink. Back foot 45 degrees still, front foot pointing forwards. Make sure your knees not sort of rocking inwards. Adjust your hips as far forward as you can comfortably. So get your back foot at the right angle that's working for you. Soften off just a little bit. Exhale in, draw your tummy in. Lengthen through the crown of this, lengthen through the crown of the spine, through the crown of the head. Lengthen the spine, through the crown of the head, should I say. So just soften off just a tiny bit with the inhale breath. And then sinking in nicely with the exhale. If it's too much to have your arms up, of course, have them in front. Maybe you want to interlock your fingers, point the index fingers, sinking in, maybe a little bit of a backward bend, maybe tilting your head back as well if your neck is comfortable for you to do that, and don't if you don't. And then release down, inhale up and release. Shoulders and have a little bit of a shake. So we go the other way. So second side, second foot, nicely parallel with the long sides of the mat. Back foot here, so back to the front. First side foot is now the one that's at 45 degrees as we begin rocking forwards and backwards. Easy movement. Inhale back, exhale forwards. So as you come back, you can lift the toes of the front foot. As you come forwards, the heels, the heel can lift with the back foot. And then bring the arms in and push and sink and push. Inhale back, exhale forwards, pushing the wave. Inhale back, exhale forwards. Maybe reaching, as you inhale back, maybe reaching up and pushing. That can be quite nice. And then as you're pushing forwards, step back. Again, foot can stay at 45 degrees or wherever you need to be, that you can happily still have the hips roughly parallel with that short side of the mat, and then back to a push. Inhale. And if you want to have a try without the arms, just sinking in, inhale back. So avoiding leaning forwards, just push, and then back. With this one, I can't find my sort of push. The arm movement lags a little bit behind the leg movement. So push, come back, push, push, come back. And maybe reaching, exhale, push, inhale, exhale, push, inhale, push, inhale. And then maybe, as you're inhaling up, those soft arms exhale in and reach upwards rather than push. So inhale back, and then reach up. So you can soften off as much as you need to here. If you're coming up, if you want to draw the arms down, if you find it hard on the shoulders, and then come back up, that's, again, absolutely fine. Working into a place where you need to be. Keeping the shoulders, as you reach, keep the shoulders soft. Don't disappear the neck. Keep the shoulders soft, but then work those elbows together to help that upward stretch. And then as we're sinking in further, this time maybe don't come up so much. So rather than coming all the way out and back in, just soften off just a little bit. If it's too much on the arms, you can bring them down into here. Inhale, soften off just a little bit. Exhale, sink in. Keep the arches of the feet lifting. A little bit of tone on the pelvic floor, the lower belly draws in, crown lifts, wherever your arms might be. Sinking in. Okay, inhale up, slowly releasing, stepping up with the back foot and have a little bit of a shake. Okay, feet shoulder width or thereabouts, nicely parallel. Inhale, float your arms up. Exhale, slowly down. Heels and hands on the top of the hip bones. Inhale, again, if you need to keep your chin forwards, do so. So inhale, keep your chin forwards. If you're not sure about your neck, maybe in line, maybe all the way back. If your head and neck are happy for you to do that. And release. So inhale. Exhale, nice and slowly. And then maybe hold for a breath. Inhale, backward bend. Exhale, stay where you are. Inhale again. Exhale, release. Okay, ease shoulders. This time from here, and have a quick look. So from here, same position, inhale, and then I'm going to turn. I can release this hand, and I look over that back shoulder. So it's a little bit of a twist, and then come back, turn, release, look over the back shoulder, and then back, and then we can hold that as well. So we go for the first side. I'm going to go to my right, but whichever side suits you. So I'll say first side, second side again. From here, inhale, backward arch. I'm going to go first side, release the arm, and gently twist. I'm reaching that first side arm towards the floor, looking over the top of the shoulder down towards the floor, and then slowly back up. Again, that's quite a nice movement. It's one that I think we don't often do. We quite often look over our shoulders if we're driving, but that look over your shoulder with a back bend in it, and then back up is a bit of an unusual one. First side, maybe let's hold for a couple of breaths. So turn. I'm keeping my hips square to the side of the mat. I'm turning and looking over the shoulder, releasing, and then the twist comes in the upper spine. So holding for a couple of breaths here. I'm just relaxing my head and my neck. I'm keeping actively making space at the front of the body. So lifting up and making space, releasing into that twist at the back. And slowly up. Let's go the other way. You're going to turn, look over your other second side shoulder, maybe then releasing the arm. Make space at the front of the body, relaxing back over. Let's do a few breaths here. And slowly up. Okay, so from here, we can hands, nice big stretch up, hands come down behind, get a little backward arch. Maybe drop the head back. If you want to work a little harder with this one, releasing, inhale. I'm interlocking my first few fingers. I'm going to reach up and backward bend with the arms outstretched. That makes it quite a lot harder work. Again, keep a tone on the belly muscles, the back muscles. Keep lifting through the arches of the feet. Drop the head back if you can. Not if you can't, keep the head forwards. Do this version if it's better for you. A couple more breaths. Reaching up, slowly forward, soft knees, and then wobbly monkey. Having a little bit of a release, maybe stepping the feet a little bit as well. Wobbly monkey from side to side. As we make our way now to this morning's practice of Yoga Nidra. So please do make yourselves comfortable. Fantastic. I do like that series of exercises. They start nice and gently. They end up being quite hard work, some of them. So let's settle in. Welcome to the practice of Yoga Nidra this morning. Practice to bring this morning's session to a close. So find yourself a comfortable place to be. A comfortable place to be. So you might be lying down, you might be lying on the floor, lying on a sofa or a bed, you might be seated or in a semi-reclined position on the sofa, perhaps, wherever you find yourself, returning to the same sort of position, almost, maybe slightly different, but the same position almost as we began today, to a place where we close the eyes, perhaps, if you're comfortable to do so. Maybe look between part closed eyelashes. Just a little bit of inward awareness in order to make adjustments to be as comfortable as you can be. So settling into a place of rest, a place of stillness. Settling into a place of rest, a place of relative stillness. If you need to move, if you become uncomfortable, you can, of course, move. Make adjustments mindfully and carefully, and then come back, returning to a place of stillness, supported upon this earth, right at this moment. Checking the feet and the legs, making any little changes and wiggles you might need to be as comfortable as you can be. Checking the pelvis, having a wiggle of the hips. Checking your lower back, again, maybe adjusting. Maybe you need a support under your knees. Maybe if you're lying down, maybe you need to have your knees bent, your feet flat on the floor. If you're lying down, again, roll the shoulders back, open the chest, roll your shoulders back to the floor. If you're seated, allow the shoulder blades to slide down the back, making space for the neck. And if you're lying down, your arms may be out to the sides, a little way out from the body, palms face up. You may prefer to have your hands on the side, palms on the sides of your belly. Just making some space under the armpits. If you're seated, maybe resting your hands on your knees or in your lap. Gently easing the head from side to side a little. Adjusting the neck, a bit of a yawn. Releasing the jaw. Just settling the jaw into a comfortable position, making sure there's a little gap between the teeth. Maybe tucking the chin a little bit to make some space at the back of the neck. Soften the muscles around the eyes. Soften the muscles around the eyes. Soften the muscles around, soften the cheek muscles. Soften the ears and the scalp. Forehead smooth. Returning to the eyes, soften the muscles around the eyes. Soften the muscles around the eyes a little more. Maybe the eyes feel a little bit heavy at this point. Coming now to a place of rest, supported right here, right now upon this earth. Nowhere else to do. Nowhere else to go. Nothing else to do other than being right here, right now. Nowhere else to go. Nothing else to do other than being right here, right now, resting. Supported by the earth. Coming to a place of stillness. Take a brief journey around the body. Let's begin on the right hand side of the body, with the right hand thumb. And as body parts are mentioned, maybe imagine that body part, or repeat that body part name, or perhaps imagine you're reaching out and touching that body part with your mind. So bringing attention to the right hand thumb, the tip of the right hand thumb, index finger, middle finger, a ring finger, a little finger, palm, back of the hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, right side of the rib cage, waist, hip, thigh, kneecap, back of the knee, calf, shin, ankle, heel, sole, top of the foot, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, little toe. And then to the left hand side of the body, beginning with the left hand thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, palm, back of the hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, left side of the rib cage, waist, hip, thigh, kneecap, back of the knee, calf, shin, ankle, heel, sole, top of the foot, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, little toe. Into the back of the body, beginning with the two heels together, the two calves together, the buttocks, small of the back, the whole the length of the spine, shoulder blades, back of the neck, back of the head, crown of the head, and to the front of the body, beginning with the forehead, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, space between the eyebrows, right eyelids, left eyelids, right eye, left eye, right ear, left ear, right cheek, left cheek, nose, tip of the nose, upper lip, lower lip, both lips together, chin, throat, right side of the chest, left side of the chest, whole of the rib cage, upper abdomen, navel, lower abdomen, groin, kneecaps, tops of the feet, whole of the right leg, whole of the left leg, both legs together, whole of the right arm, the whole of the left arm, both arms together, the whole of the head together, the whole of the back side of the body, the whole of the front side of the body, the whole of the body, the whole of the body, the whole of the body. Imagine now that the whole of the body feels heavy, the whole of the body feels heavy. Remain with the sensation of heaviness for a few moments. And let the sensation go. Imagine now that the whole of the body feels light. The whole of the body feels light. Remain with the sensation of lightness for a few moments. And let the sensation go. Imagine now that the whole of the body feels cold. The whole of the body feels cold. Remain with the sensation of cold for a few moments. And let the sensation go. Imagine now that the whole of the body feels hot. The whole of the body feels hot. Remain with the sensation of hot for a few moments. And let the sensation go. Be aware of the whole of the body right now, quite still. The whole of the body resting. The whole of the body supported and resting, quite still. Whole of the body sleeping, resting. Notice then the mind observing the body. Notice the mind observing sounds. Notice the mind maybe distracted by thoughts. Notice the mind awake and alert. The mind awake and alert. Body sleeping, resting. Mind awake and alert. Focus your attention now into the brow space. Focus your attention into the brow space. And with your awareness here, notice the sound of the breath moving in and out through the nostrils or the lips. Breath moving. Notice the rhythm of the breath and the speed and the length and depth of the breath, the sensations as the air moves in and out. Breath moving. And body still, resting. And breath moving. Notice the rhythm of the breath, the sound of the breath. Notice the cycle of breath from inhale through to exhale, to inhale. But notice that the breath isn't just an in and an out, it's a whole circle, a cycle of breath, a circle of breath. And as each inhale breath happens, observe the inhale breath as it happens. No need to control the breath in any way, just notice the natural rhythm of the breath that it is right now. And on each inhale breath, energize. Yoga Nidra isn't just about relaxation, it's about re-energizing and revitalizing, ready for the rest of the day and the rest of the week. So as each time the inhale breath happens, it energize. Mentally, physically, emotionally, energize using the breath. And then as each exhale breath happens, relax. The exhale breath, the relaxing segment of the breath. As the exhale breath happens, whole of the body softens and releases. So inhale, energize. Exhale, relax. But the breath isn't just an in and out, it is a circle. So as the inhale breath happens, energize. And then notice, just as you reach the end of each inhale breath, notice there's a natural gap between the end of the inhale breath and the beginning of the exhale breath. And in that natural gap after the inhale breath, each time focus the mind on the breath. And then exhale, relax. Inhale, energize. Natural gap, however long, could be a quarter of a second, could be a whole second, a second and a half. Focus. Exhale, relax. No need to hold the breath out in that gap. So inhale, natural inhale, energize. And the gap, focus. Exhale, relax. And again, notice now the gap after each exhale breath, but before the inhale breath starts. However long or short that may be. Inhale, energize. Natural gap, focus. Exhale, relax. Natural gap, enjoy a moment of stillness just there. I always find that to be a very quiet space, however long or short it may be. Inhale, energize. Natural gap, focus. Exhale, relax. Natural gap, enjoy a moment of stillness just there. Circle of the breath, coming and going. The gentle movement of the breath within the stillness of the body. Right here, right now, coming and going, nowhere else to go, nothing else to do other than be right here, right now, observing the breath moving in and out, in and out. The breath moving within the stillness of the body, the whole of the body lying on the floor. Move your awareness now to the whole of the body lying on the floor. Become aware of the points of contact between the body and the floor, and the arms and the legs and the head, neck and shoulders, hips and back. Feel the weight of the body lying on the floor. Identify the points of contact with the floor. Feel the weight of the body through each of those points of contact, wherever those points of contact may be. As we come towards the end of this morning's practice of Yoga Nidra, begin to re-energize. Use the breath to re-energize. So let's invite the breath in. Invite a deeper breath in, fill the belly, expand the rib cage, re-energizing with each inhale breath. Maybe imagine you're breathing in and drawing the inhale breath in right the way down the legs, right the way down to the feet and the toes, and give the feet and toes a little bit of a wiggle. Wake up the feet and the toes. Another inhale breath, invite it all the way down to the fingertips. Give the fingertips a little wiggle. Ease some movement into the fingers and the hands, and maybe roll the arms. Gently, gently, gently move the head from side to side just to wake up the neck. And as soon as you're ready, maybe A full length stretch, fingertip to toe tip, deep breath in, stretch, 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 and release. Once more, yawny stretch, stretching the sleepies out, deep breath in, stretch, 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 and release. And maybe you want to give the hands a little bit of a rub together, so the palms nice and warm. Place them over the eyes, absorb the heat, absorb the warmth for a few moments. And you can either stay right where you are. If you want to come into a sitting position, please do as we come to the end of this morning's practice. Just for a few moments more, observing the breath coming and going. Slow, easy movements of breath as we come to a close. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat. Thank you for being here. Lovely to see you all as always, and look forward to seeing you next time.